Hello, everyone. Welcome to this late night unwind session. If you're feeling stressed out, have any anxiety, stick around. We're just going to listen, and learn from our etheric field in front of us and just relax a little bit. Deep breath in. And all that release, all that letting go. Okay. Hi, Tatiana. Hi, Tatiana. Thank you so much. I'm happy you're here. And I wish you all well. I hope you're all doing good. We're just really clearing some energy tonight. Fajitas. Of course, fajitas. And how is the weather where you're at, Tati, Anna? Are you feeling good? You feeling warm, safe, and sound? Kind of breathing into that solar plexus area tonight. Gonna do a world of good, you know. You know. When our side of the globe, when our side of the world gets still, sometimes we gotta get still with it. Are you still with it? Let's do it. Absolutely. So come on in, brew a cup of tea, relax into the evening session. I don't know how long we'll be here. We're here for a good time, not a long time. But what would your don't forget about your Pisces. And in just a few minutes, we're going to do the ritual to clear the readings for today. He's a lost cause. Hi, Lily. Soul Illumination. Welcome to the room. Thank you for being here. Soul Illumination, I wanted to let you know I really appreciated that first live stream that I checked into. Unfortunately, I didn't check it live, but I got to watch it after. And I love the practical intelligence that you bring forward in your sessions, Soul Illumination. And to be honest, I actually had to transfer some of the things that I learned on your channel to the people in the chat room today on the Legends of Tarot program. They were asking about, the scale, how it goes from selfishness into narcissism into sociopathic tendencies. And I really, I felt tapped into you when I was kind of explaining how it was like, you can be a little bit, I want it my way, selfish to, more I don't care what you want. I want what I want, and I don't care what you want. And then I'm going to use you to get what I want level of selfishness. And it really resonated with a lot of people in the chat room today. But ultimately, like, you really, through yours, you really, you highlight things to look for when people are trying to figure out like why people or how people could be that way. So I wanted to thank you, Soul Illumination, and let you know that I was really able to learn a lot for my heart and mind when I clicked into your channel and your video there. So thank you for tribing with us. And hello, Lily. And hello, Tatiana. Thank you for being here. We're just relaxing and releasing any resistance, any resentments, any regrets for the day here in this session tonight. And we're about to release the readings for the day. We'll give it a few more minutes for people to come into the room and get comfortable. And then we're going to go ahead and do it. Yeah, absolutely. Soul illumination. And sometimes for most of it, unfortunately, it takes being on the other end of that stick and having to go through a whole process of forgiving ourselves for being there in the first place and healing and recognizing what's happened to us. It's a long process. So, but a pat on the back is needed to anyone that's been there, that's gotten themselves out of it, because it can be a real proverbial lobster trap, as it were. Thanks, Lily. Yeah, we'll set the stage. It is a starlit night on our white sand beach The soft reflection of the moon is coming off of the still waves of the water. Hi, Maurice. Welcome to the program. And we're here at the Zen Garden on the beach, saying hello to old friends and new friends. Everyone, just a heads up, Maurice is 13. He speaks Spanish and English. No, I don't have my blanket, Tatiana. I'm a little bit steamed. It's warmer on my side of the fire tonight. So Maurice usually just pops in for a few minutes and says hi before he has to go. So and Crafty Tarot is here for the shuffles. It's okay. Shuffle up a guess. I'm probably going to be shuffling with the 62 card Akashic deck tonight, just because it's a little bit less snappy. And we're still trying to feel our way and find our way in the ASMR and the vibration portion of this. And Robert, thanks for being here. Especially, it's a good thing you went out and got Afterlife today, because we had so many people come for readings earlier today that we didn't even get to the numerical, the group reading. It was just, the program went overtime almost 5 hours, and it was getting upwards of 30 readings today. It was bingo bango bongo. There you have it. Bless you. Yeah, that whistleblowing's a tough thing, right? Hi, Tina. Welcome to the program. Hope everything went well for you today when you were showing the house and were having to get out of the house. I hope that you see things start to move really quickly. The Chariot card was there. So did it move today? Are the wheels in motion? Please share your good news with us. We'd be happy to hear it. Yeah, it's okay. Sometimes you got to expose these people, soul illumination. I totally agree. Probably Mega Flare Mike, mostly your Vishuddha chakra and your Ana chakra, throat and third eye. So these two here, right? The channeled message. I always tell Robert, Crafty Tarot, take your hat off while you're reading. Keep that crown chakra open. It's more of an innate flow through crown chakra, but definitely when you're intuiting messages, your intuitive centers, and even to a degree, this one here, you gotta kind of have them all firing to really just to be firing on all cylinders, I think is how the expression goes. And I want to wish you all the best in all things. If not just for tonight, but for all of your life. The guy that's coming to see the house Friday is the guy that lost the bid 3 years ago, and he's still interested in the house. Oh, that's cool, Tina. Thank you, Soul Illumination. You're such a blessing, and it's so awesome to have you here on a night like tonight. Or on any night, Oh, you did your first reading tonight? Blissed out. I love that term. I love that phrase, Mega Flare. Yeah. There's a natural euphoria and bliss that can occur when you go to connect with those, because it's always around us. Our etheric field is always just right there in front of us. People see auras and stuff, but really what they're doing is they're just seeing the tones of the etheric field, the space in front of them. And that's kind of cool, because that very much is about that throat chakra energy, the element of the ether. So the energy within the air, kind of, but it can be in all things, knock on wood and the earth and the fire and the water as well. And just a little program tonight, just to let go of any resistance that we're feeling. Settle down, people. I know a lot of people that come for readings, they may have a tough time laying down and being able to fall asleep right away. So part of my intention in all of this is to encourage people to begin to rest before you actually start trying to sleep. Sleep should be a very natural autonomic function. Sometimes you just have to be in the right alignment so that sleep can come. And remember that the rest is actually more important than the sleep itself. And I'm so glad so many people in here are intuitive and innately gifted with, empathic and clairvoyant abilities and energies. It just feels like a safe place. And it's my commitment. It's my commitment to you here on this channel that we keep it that way. Yeah. And as well, anybody stumbling in here, you're just at a little beach party for, souls that are enlightened and waking up. And we're learning to new age together here, in a very practical way, so that we can, it doesn't disrupt our life and our families and stuff too much. And we're learning how to blend it and do it very well. In Crafty Tarot, you could connect with him in the chat, set up a time maybe for a mini reading. Hi, Genesis. Welcome for being here. I'm so happy to see you. I hope we didn't leave on too sour of a note. I totally botched your reading yesterday. You asked that questions and the cards just came out and I was like, bleh. I don't know. And it happens sometimes, right? And hey, Dusty Blue. Hey, Dusty Blue. I heard there was some controversy this year at the Kentucky Derby. When I checked into that story, because I hear stuff in the real world in my work truck some days, and I heard that like a bunch of stuff went down, and I remembered that you and I were talking about the Kentucky Derby a little bit. Absolutely, VSG. This isn't the free reading portion of the tarot. This channel has 2 programs on it. The free mini readings that we do earlier in the day, and this one, which is where we let go of the readings and we just vibe out together. But you're welcome to ask us a small question. Absolutely. Innate is kind of always still working for us, and you might have a little bit of divine timing because we haven't let go of today's readings yet. And anybody interested in more in-depth things, you're always welcome to hit the super chat button. And I'm good. I play tradesies that way. How does Sorensen feel about you? How does Sorensen feel about VSG Beauty? Welcome to the program, VSG Beauty. And Linnell, thank you so much for being here. Okay. And you got the card of the Ascent and the Ark of the Covenant. So I think he feels safe and secure and that he can learn and grow from your relationship. I think he feels safe from it. But again, these are just innate messages. We're not really reading cards at this time. So VSG Beauty, I would encourage you at any time, if you want to hit the bell, even just for one day, you can come back and be on the program, on the Legends 99.9 program when we're doing the free readings. And I'd be happy to look into it further. But we've just reached this at a time. The number you have called is currently in service, but we are not accepting, please. Exactly. Yeah, do that, VSG Beauty. Hey, what happened to the little mousy? Supposed to be a little mousy on the program too. There you are, little mousy. Yeah, and we'll get you in there. And the more that people come and hang out and vibe with us, the more like it puts it into my awareness. Oh, you're so sweet. We're going to party because it's 1999. Thank you so much, Soul Illumination. Really appreciative of that. And hopefully the lighting's good. I'm going to take a good portion of that to go and get some more candles so we can keep this program well lit. And cheers to you for Soul Illumination from the Legendary Tarot program. It's thank you. One of our the good people at Thank You Water. When you think water, think thank you. Then you can have some in appreciation. Then your water will taste even better. Thank you so much. And I feel like so hype when you're here. And listening and surfing. Absolutely. Hello, Hasley Green. Can you believe they trust me with a chainsaw, a sledgehammer? I'm a very blue collar person. What did your dad used to say? The world needs ditch diggers too. It is always a party up in here, Linnell, and I like this because I can feel more connected to the chat when I'm not, neck deep in the tarot cards. And thank you for the big, beautiful orange flower. It's like a big, beautiful daisy. Soul illumination. Much obliged. That came on the other day on the radio in the work truck, Tatiana. I wanna be sledgehammer. Yeah, I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. I work all night and I sleep all day. I'm a lumberjack and he's all right. He works all day and he sleeps all night. Yeah, because we were talking yesterday. I was within 10 yards of a cougar just hanging out in the woods. I was so lucky to be with other people, or we might not even be doing this program tonight. And I was really appreciative to Sheila Marie for sending me the information on the spirit guides and the spirit connections with Cougar, because Cougar and I shared a moment. We shared a hot minute yesterday where I was like, whoa, I didn't even see you there. Thank you for not, tearing my shot. No, I'm talking about an actual wildcat cougar. We went out of the work truck and we went down the path and there was Cougar, just like, meow, what are you guys doing here? Yeah, it's out of control. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm so glad to hear that, soul illumination. And the feeling is based in mutualism, because you really woke me up to what was actually happening here in this channel. We had some mini melodramas as our channel was beginning to grow, and I don't always expect people to see things the same way, and it's perfectly natural to have different opinions and disagree and want to have somebody else's back, or and it's just kind of got to a point where it's like I had to realize the stuff that you are actually saying. Like why is this person actually here? Are they really resonating, or are they wearing a mask, right? Like Ben Stein said to Jim Carrey in The Mask. I'm sorry, what was his name? Henry Ipkiss? Mr. Ipkiss? Henry, I'm sorry, Mr. Ipkiss, I don't deal with really sick people. It's a part of the program where I say, not a doctor. Sorry. Hi, Tatiana. And hello, Chanel C. Thanks for being here. All the three beautiful blue tiki torches are all here and lit around the campfire, and that's a very good feeling. I'm so blessed to have such good people, and thank you for the blessing, Soul Illumination. And Mega Flare Mike, I gotta tell you, there's a tarot reader on YouTube. I'm sure you've probably heard of him. Many people that will know it. He's called Ramble and Mike's Tarot. He's quite a large channel. He's got a lot of people that check him out. And, to hear him read from his place is pretty spectacular. It's pretty amazing. And I would recommend anybody to go and check out some videos from Ramblin' Mike, because you want to see a joyous place to like the tarot to come through. Like, he's all about friends and blessings, and it really feels good. And you're right, Tatiana, is absolutely, it's deadly accurate. He's got that great, and tarot is deadly accurate no matter who the read is. It's all about how in touch the reader is to present, because tarot will be accurate, Yeah, put your hands up. Yeah. Oh, you just found him like yesterday? Yeah, it's really good. He's a lot of fun. Like, he's one of those people where I'll go and get cards for my signs because it feels better. It feels good to like hear him present, and knowing that like no matter what hand you're dealt for that day, that week, that month, it's just like you can kind of feel this level of innate divine protection around his readings and around what he's doing. So that's really good. I more have the from the racks and stacks, it's the best on wax, right? I'm still kind of like vibrating very high at the whole newness of our isness and everything. Raise the roof. Yeah, that's right. Raise the roof. And it's really good. It's really good. And he loves Taurus? Oh, yeah. Nice. Nice. Hi, Cherry Blossom. Thanks for being here. And Cherry Blossom, we did some cards for you today as well. And Tina was here with some good news about her house. Oh. So the whimsical theme to share with the kids. Oh, great. All right. For the kids, walk week. And the community theme is the beach. Oh, that's great. That's great. Have that whole luau theme, you know. And it's kind of funny. You have a beach party on a beach, you know. Sometimes people will ramble in down the beach and you say, come on over, have a drink of water, or have a California roll, or whatever's on the snack table for that night, and come and vibe in on our Zen garden for a little time. Oh, hi Chanel C. I'm not sure. It could have been this. There was one reading where it's like, after the reading, like I felt like they hung up the phone. They were like, nope, I don't want to hear that. And it's okay. It was okay. We just let it. We're about to let all the readings go for today. We should probably do that. And yeah, once in a while, I never knew what the trolling thing and the trolls were. And now I learned, it's like, you're too short to ride this ride. You might not have any isness in our business, but thank you for coming. You know, thank goodness we have the internet's best moderators here and awake and hyping and loving this channel. Yeah. And if anybody's dealing with any kind of confusion in terms of like backwards type energy, there's a lot of healing to be had at Soul Illuminations broadcasts. I recommend them because it's like very straight up a hot mess. And Robert, hopefully it's not too late at night for you out there. Oh, this one has a little stem on it. I take these at random, like literally, like I don't go to naturopath or anything for the dried bay leaves because we just burn them. I'm not making soup, so I don't need the fancy ones. We're just going to touch the flame to this one so that we can touch base with our releasing tonight and release all of the readings today, especially for the reader. That guy got pretty tired today. He was pretty spent by the end of it. Yeah, I don't understand it either. I think Dusty Blue, that's why I struggled to be like, what is this all about? Because it doesn't make any sense. And like probably to us, to them, we don't make any sense because we're very benevolent and non-linear. Like we're really like new aging quite well. And it might be a little difficult. So Lily, Dusty Blue, thanks for being here. Okay. Linnell, appreciate your vibe here at the campfire tonight. It's really awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's tough. Okay. So we're just going to go one time, you know. And we can just let go. Absolutely. We can just let go. This little bay leaf is starting to become one of my favorite parts of the day. It means it's all done. We can rest now. We can release. We can relax. And it's just like a big belly breath. People talk about a big belly laugh. Sometimes what you need is a belly breath. And we celebrated Willpower Wednesday and the the solar plexus chakra energies. Frozen. And Genesis, yes, thank you for being in the room. Thank you for staying and vibing with us. You know, I hope all is well with you. Yeah. That was an intense one. I like when they crackle. It's my favorite when you know that you are like actually like releasing super stuck stuff when it's like when you put the crackle in there. Absolutely. A big belly breath? Yeah, absolutely. Rhythmatic breathing can be an excellent tool that you can use if you're feeling like stuck energies or anxiety or depression at all in your environment. And what it is, it's like the power of 4. It's like a 4 seconds on the in-breath, 4 seconds to hold it in deep into your belly, 4 seconds on the exhale, and then the pause between the next inhale is 4 seconds. And then you do that 4-part cycle 4 times. You can hold whatever intention you want while you're doing it. You could do 1 for fire, 1 for earth, 1 for air, 1 for water. You can make it however you want it. But when you get into just feeding your brain oxygen, feeding your brain the breath, it's amazing how much the body will just start to release stuck tension. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, soul tribes for sure. And I'm so glad that you can be with it, Soul Illumination. You're like the enigma of all of our moderators. It's like we go a hot minute without seeing you, which is great because I know you're out there getting after life and making things happen. But when you do stop in, it's like a treat. It's like our, that aunt that gives you kisses comes into town and stops in at your house, and we get really excited to see you because you spoil us all with your positivity and your realness and your truth. I really appreciate that. It has that feeling like, Auntie Lane's at the door. Let's go see her. Let's go. It's good. Oh, and hi, Eve. Thanks for being a part of the program earlier today. We didn't quite get to your reading. And I remember you were talking about the cookies. And Robert asked for the soft shuffle sounds. So we'll do them too as we go. And it's just on this Akashic deck tonight. My innate 78 card tarot is getting played out. The cards are like getting soft. I need to go find the same deck, but with new cards. And then if anyone has any good tips for me to transfer all of the intention and energy from the old deck into the new deck, I don't know if it works more like a transfer or you just have to kind of re-energize the new deck. It's been so long since I had a new 78 card jammy jam. The Oracle decks and sort of these derivative decks, they're all fun, but like a traditional 78 card tarot, it's like, it truly is kind of like a supercomputer. You got to like kind of reboot the software and get it happening. And thanks everyone for being here. I really appreciate it. It feels good to wind the end. It's like each day is a gift, and when you reach the end of a particular day, you can be like, oh, is it a year 3? 29. Oh yeah, it is a year 3. That's really good. I forget what I was talking about now. But grab a cup of coffee, grab a cookie. Eve and Genesis are having a love-in on the cookies. Whatever you like, whatever makes you feel happy. And come on in and sit down and stay a while. Well, yeah, that's it. It's nice when you reach the latter portion of the day and you can rest to rest to self. So we're talking about it. Above all the new age guidance, the learning to ascend, the law of attraction, the, divining for clarity. Some of the most important things are to remember in terms of your own power and thoughts is, number 1, rest assured. Get rest with surety. Okay. There's nothing more healing for you in the evening is when you can rest with surety. Sometimes we got to train monkey mind to settle down when we, if we turned off a hot action movie with Nakatomi Plaza, we don't want that coming into our rest time. So rest with surety, or that old saying is rest assured. It's like hearing somebody say everything's going to be all right, or you're just fine. Okay. Just rest assured. And number 2, take it easy. Just take it easy. Right. Because being able to relax in the face of struggle and adversity and strife, we all get our action points. We get called to action. Hey, I got to stand up. These floors are dirty as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. So you got to get to scrubbing the floor once in a while. But, relaxing into restfulness itself, and even in the face of adversity. It's cool because I get moderator too. So we're just going to go ahead and hide that user on this channel. We're getting a few more, like trolls coming down the beach. I love the fact that we're such a small soul tribe, a very awesome, vibrationally cool knit group. Hello, Nero. Welcome to the program. So glad that Lily and Eve and Mega Flare Mike and Soul Illumination are here. Lanelle, absolutely. Sometimes when your smartphone's blowing up, don't you get the inkling to just like want to throw it in the dumpster, throw it in the trash? Sometimes I actually get happy when I forget my smartphone behind. To that point, sometimes we feel tethered to it, especially if it's required for your work. This is the year to move, start that channel. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Soul Illumination. It is. The more of us that wake up and can reach out to others and help others wake and help others through their problems, that's the assurity, that's the rest assuredness that we need to be like, we won, They have no power over us. We are truly healed and awake. Yeah. In the church office once, talking about being tethered. Yeah, being tied to that stuff. It's really different, especially for us that are like Gen X or baby boomers, where it's like, we remember a time when it wasn't like that. If you're 19, 20 years old, you're kind of going to be expect a different experience because you didn't really see the other side of the choice. There's no benefit to not having a smartphone because probably the conditioned thinking will be like, your mom or your dad or that smartphone was always there. It was like the mini computer, the mini matrix. But there are many of us that can remember a time before even, colored TV monitors. And there's some beautiful souls still alive on Gaia that were living in a time before like color TV and flavored potato chips. How plain, how bland, but how awesome, unchained, untethered that energy must have been. You want to go out and play? You just went out and picked up a stick, ran around pretending you were Superman. The imagination wasn't drilled through, Cartoon Saturday, Marvel DC Universe, that kind of thing. The imagination was more pure, it was more free, it was more liberated. And then that's why those people like Stan Lee, rest in peace, were able to create that stuff because they didn't have it before. So they created the superheroes. They created their imagination, and they drew the pictures, and they created the comics, they drew the art, and they wrote the songs. And it's not because they were looking at their thing at what somebody else had done. They did it for themselves, right? And both sides, right? I often make the analogy of like two beautiful souls that left Gaia recently is Stephen Hawking and Stan Lee. Like Stephen Hawking spent his days trying to mathematically explain the whole universe. Stan Lee just went out and made one of his own. And now here we are all seeing like, we live in this place that we don't quite understand. And we're escaping it. We're escaping to this place that this other person, this whole other universe that this other person created. So it's like a very wide spectrum The kaleidoscope can show you many different shades of the different colors, all the way from the absence of color to the fullness of color. It's not just Roy G. Biv. There's like a million stops along the way. If you stopped and wanted to consider all the things that there were to consider, all the moods. So to the person that, Dusty Blue. Oh, that's good. So maybe it will be like a longer trend or thing, And I really do hope that for our children, that they will eventually make that balance point, that break point, to be like, maybe it comes into thing where there'll be health awareness surrounding, like, 4 hours max, or your employer will be like, we understand if you have your phone turned off from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. or whatever it is. It's nice. I kind of like, my phone is not always going off because I express in my 3D, like, yeah, call me if you need me. But if not, and if I don't get back to you for a time after you send a text, no, that's just me, because, I don't live to breathe into it. Energetically matched, Tatiana. Hi, Karen Marie. Somebody said somebody was new here. If you're new here and you wondered what you stumbled in upon, it's our little evening beach party. Okay, it's our little gathering where we come together and hi, Karen Marie Seifert. I appreciate you for being here tonight. Welcome. Stay a while. We just listened to tarot for a bit. We might pull some intuitive messages in between the shuffles for the group, for the collective. But the reader's quite tired today, so I don't know how much of that we'll actually be doing. But this is attuning our vibration, releasing the day type session for the people that choose to, and chat and talk, right? Never stop expressing. Oh, that's great. And Nourish, I'm glad you guys are all staying in touch through each other's channels. I need to do more of it myself, in between doing this and working and being a dad, all the different roles that we play, right? You're a feathered friend. That's okay. Feathers. Is that primary feathers? I'm not sure, because I remember her from the Tarot Illumination. TL, what a beautiful empathic reader. I really appreciate TL. It's really good. And that's where I run into someone called Primary Feathers. I don't know if that's the same person. You guys are the community. You know all about it. So you can help me, right? Absolutely. And thank you so much, Soul Illumination. I really appreciate you. I really do. And I can tell, like, based on our demographic, where on Mother Earth we live, things must be so different for us. Like the culture in down on the West Coast, Southern California, Northern California, where you are, like, when relationships must take their consciousness in an own way, or, when people are acting out, it probably appears a lot different than when they do up here in the bush or in the brush or the boonies of Canada. And for those of, in India, Turkey, or our friends in South Africa, the environment and the demographic, it must really present, turbulence in sort of different ways. And it's kind of nice that it can kind of be like a global event. Our little beach party would be like on an island somewhere where, we didn't have all those, cultural stigmas and worries and, the impressions that we get, right? Was it the Mighty Mighty Bosstones? I've never had to knock on wood, and I'm glad I haven't yet. That's the impression that I get. Nourish, you're looking very beautiful in your little microdot tonight. And thank you for tribing out with us. Your people are hanging out with our people, and our people are all hanging out together. And that's what's awesome about it. Yeah. I think that was the name of the song, Tatiana. Absolutely. Paula Cindy, don't get stuck in negativity that cause you to feel negative. Absolutely. Rise above, either by, getting braced in and pushing back times where you need to, or simply just letting go. But you never want to feed back into the power of somebody that's only making things more sticky. It's because it's presumptuous. It's like the dad joke that I always tell on here, because it's very what's brown and sticky? Your mind goes to, ew, gross. I'm like, it's just a stick. If you think about it, it's because it's brown and sticky. So don't let people slow you down, break your stride. The creative control of your destiny, of your path, of each and every day, it's yours. The day has been gifted to you. So don't let it belong to anyone else. It's yours. And stuck energy, it affects us very down all the way to the innate, into our chakras. Chakras can slow down from spinning properly and succinctly. So we have to be very careful. And that's why I think like little times like this where we can get together and release the day, it's like you prevent the buildup. Like a little bit of build up on something. I'll dust later, right? Then you're like, okay, well, I'll dust later. Okay, I'll wash it later. Okay. Oh, wow, I'll scrub it down later. And then you get to the point where it's like, oh my God, there's no amount of scrubbing is going to get all this sticky stuff off the floor. And, if you would have stayed on top of it, it could have just been a light dusting, taken, a tenth of the energy. So I do agree with you, Paula Cindy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nice. How did the Astros do, Karen? How did they do? Did you win? Did they win? Because here at the New Age, we're always saying, we won, we won, we are one. So hopefully the Astros got to say, we won, we won. That's a good. Nice. And big shout out to people in Texas. I heard you had an incredible year with all the pollen from the trees. Gaia made things more dusty for everybody. That's a good kind of dusty, though. That's the one where you're like, oh, I cannot believe this right now, Nice. How did that old country song go? God made Texas with his own hands. For what it was worth, it was a feel-good song of the summer, maybe. And then, and that's good, because it's 2017. Didn't you guys have some really bad ones down there as well in regards to the flooding and stuff? I hope everyone's safe. I really do. And that's nice. Thank you for your kind words, Tatiana. I'm so glad that we're able to promote health and healing here. Oh, it was Harvey, right? That's what it was. Absolutely. Okay. Get out there, win it. Everybody wish Paula all good luck. Yeah, and that's why I hang my hat in Tennessee. Lanelle, I remember that old song. That's a great one. Right. Yeah, we talked about that, Nourish, hey? It's like somebody had a reading today where it's like they needed to forgive, not because the other person maybe needed or deserved to be forgiven. They might have clearly been in the wrong, but the forgiveness occurs, especially when you're moving out of narcissism or weird energy, because you forgive them from a place where it's like, I actually forgive you, and I'm doing it for myself, right? To know that I get that you get that you don't understand what you're doing. And even if you do, you don't really want to change. So I'm going to forgive you for that. Not because you deserve it, not because you apologized, or because, they're probably not even seeking it. But you do it in your heart so that you know that it's done. You're not the only one. There's so many of us waking up. So many places now that you can hear the right word in the right moment to provide the right amount of nourishment in your day, in your moment, in your process, and in your path that can help you out. Have a good night, Paula. Afternoon in Indonesia. That's great. Have a beautiful Indonesian afternoon. We're going to be chilling here by the campfire on the beach for a little while tonight. Not super long or crazy, Sometimes we gotta stay, don't want to get too drained. And right now I'm like borderline obsessed with the little channel in our little community here because I want to nurture it. But I'm like the person out in the garden that refuses to come in for lunch or when the sun gets too hot in the sky. I'm the one out there like getting too thirsty and sunburnt. And I know eventually I'll have to step back and just like let some time go in between the programs and in between, saying hello so that we can get a kickstart. When you let go and you return to it, it just like sometimes it'll spring back into action with a lot more vibrancy. And I don't even know if I use words that make it to the Oxford Dictionary, but we really don't matter. So we're getting the creative control back. I often say my English teacher would be in tears if you could see what I was doing here. He'd be like, "What thunderous ignorance." I'd be like, "No, don't worry. I just say things like isness and pally pal." Absolutely. Yeah, we'll cook marshmallows on the fire. It's warm here tonight. But the candles for the Kosh program have almost burned down. I had some really big towers on the go here. Tower candles in there. After a week of programs, it's like, wow, we got to go get some more. And that's why I'm appreciative to Soul Illumination and all the people that have sent their blessings in because, and he said it in a way, Mike, that the whole class went absolutely quiet. We'd be like back then we used to have to study like Hamlet or, the Merchant from Venice, like the Shakespeare stuff and like see the meaning behind the meaning and Shakespeare's point of view and the sociological ideologies, implications of like one or two lines of poetry or soliloquy. And we'd be like, you're like 15 years old. We're like, huh? What? I don't know. I can barely read the thing, let alone discern and understand it. And then they'd be like, why was Hamlet so woke? Or why was Horatio so, based on what they said? What can you see here? And we'd be like, the class would be like crickets. Huh? What the? And then he'd come back and be like, oh, thunderous ignorance. But it was really good because it inspired, I feel, a lot of us to actually look deeper because we knew that he knew that there was more. There was more under the surface there. He wasn't calling us ignorance. He was just saying the wisdom's in the room. You just need to find it. And it really encouraged us to go out and go home and really do our homework and dig a lot deeper. What a beautiful age, Tina. What a beautiful place to be. 54 years with Gaia. How blessed. Thank you for blessing us and being here. That's amazing. That's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yeah. It can be a tough journey. It can be a tough process. This is like when you really like need to turn your washroom into a spa. If you can't go to the spa every day, make the spa come to you. Feel blessed, relaxed. And we talked about it a little earlier with that rhythmic breathing. Because I think you can have a really easy time actually letting it go. It's monkey mind saying, my heart hurts, my heart hurts. What happened hurts. What happened here wasn't fair. What happened here is limiting to my happiness. But you can tell, monkey mind, that we innately know that there are things that are more beautiful, and we don't need to be stuck. We just need to go to the car wash, clean it up, and there's a lot of things that play into it. Your diet, what you allow in your etheric realm in terms of the words and what credence you give to what other people are saying, and your self-talk, the amount of it's okay, give myself a little pat on the back today, even if I haven't even done anything yet, right? I'm going to be pat myself for waking up this morning, for getting another gift, like Nas style. Whose world is this? The world is yours, is yours. Whose world is this? The world is mine, it's mine. Yeah. It might be a simple cherry blossom as sharing your love with another person who doesn't expect it. It's a main reason people usually go through bad breakups or heartaches or, even trauma. God bless anyone, that's come through trauma, where it's that is the instigating spark where they get involved with community. Things like helping the less fortunate, things like, their creative burst. To heck with it, I'm just going to Michael's or Walmart and I'm going to buy some cheap canvas and some acrylic paint, and just go hammer on it and just see what comes out. See what it looks like on canvas. See what your feeling looks like on a piece of canvas. You just need Roy G. Biv. You don't need all the shades. We don't need to blow the budget on an art studio. Just stop in there, get a little brush, or, just squirt the paint on there and see how it feels. And self-worth is important. And a lot can be done through meditation and reflection and thinking and quiet and rhythmic breathing and all that. But sometimes the sacral chakra, this orange beauty here, thank you, soul illumination, this orange beauty here is the one that really needs to get spinning to be this is my time, this is my mind, and this is my heart. Like the little girl that comes to David Bowie, we talk about all the time, at the end of Labyrinth. He made her go through all that way and jump through all those hoops, to rescue a baby, to rescue the innocence, right? The baby was a metaphor for her own innocence and to take her power back. But she had to go through that whole labyrinth to get there. When she finally gets to the center and she sees like Wizard of Oz style, either when they see what's actually behind the big green curtain, they go, it was ridiculous to think that we ever thought that this had some sort of power over us. And the girl, she says straight to David Bowie, she says, you have no power over me. This is my power. This was an illusion. Shame on you for having it, but you have no power over me. And then everything falls away. The bright golden healing light and the divine white light, they come flooding in at that time. But it's when you stand up and you say, you really come to a true realization. You have no power over me. Your mind may never fully let it go because it's good times and bad times too, right? You had those good times and they're yours to keep, the good times. And the bad times are there to sometimes keep you out of trouble. We don't learn from always being successful. Sometimes it takes a slip or a step back. Oh, sorry, Lenell. I hope we're not lagging too much. If we're buffering, please let me know. Hopefully it's not too bad. Absolutely, Tina. And writing it out too. Like say you had a person that you're trying to let go. And I know it's very cliche, but it works, dang it. It's like thank you water. They market it as like this refreshing new beverage. They say drink it, it works. You'll be refreshed. It's not really a lie. There's some truth behind their advertising, right? Water is good for you and it leaves you feeling refreshed. So where I was going with that is when they say when you have that person that you're trying to let go, oftentimes creating, hi music love, creating and writing that letter to them, whether they ever read it or not. It's like forgiving them for you, but you can also express to them, and they don't have to necessarily even be there to hear it. You don't have to get your point across. You just need to get your point out. So that thing where they tell you to write that letter to them, whether you mail it off to them or not. You know, yeah. Yeah, sometimes I agree, Nourish. Sometimes it requires more of an action point. You know, I'm going to go up. I'm going to run the miracle mile. I'm going to feel better through, maybe pounding it out on the pavement. Hi, Kimmy Figgy. Welcome to the program tonight. Welcome to our little campfire, our little beach fire. We're having a party on a moonlit beach, and everybody that comes in and resonates with our frequencies and vibrations of sharing love is most welcome to stay. That's great, Cherry. You identify it. Love is my power. What's your power? Creativity? Is it love? Is it ingenuity? Right? We did a lot of chirping today. We chirped Capricorn. We chirped Pisces. Even Aries and Scorpio were not safe from the amount of chirping that went on. We were like, on the earlier program, we were just like birds being like, yeah. Oh, and Steve, we just mentioned it. The wisdom is in the room. Absolutely. So many intelligent, beautiful, loving, peaceful spirits that are journeying, and everyone seems to stop by the campfire. And tonight when you're sleeping, or today when you're out there, maybe doing the 9 to 5 Dolly Parton style, or just being you, it's like, remember, your butt might be there in the chair, but your spirit might be traveling and sojourning far away. Well, thank you, music. I appreciate that. Been staying well fed and getting cleaned up, and sometimes it's that therapy of like saying, like, a nice refreshing shower feels good. I'm not going to deny myself of it. I'm going to enjoy it. Yeah, man. Can you do the can you do the can? Soul illumination is dancing around the fire, our tribal fire, bringing us all flowers, continuing to put flowers in our hair through this Taurus season, which unfortunately gets a little bit roly-poly, roller coastery for the next couple of weeks. This is a time where it's like, I want everybody to stay safe. It's like, make sure you're well. It's not like prepper stuff, but it's like still saying, be safe. There's lots of wankadoodles in the news right now, and people that have been like, how like police, and you might be able to relate with this, Tatiana, police and teachers, they're always on guard for spring fever because the kids get all excited. The weather's warmer, school isn't out, and the weather's maybe a bit better. So the police are always on guard of people driving too fast, but there's a lot of wankadoodles that have, it's sort of that time of the year where people can tend to bubble over. Yeah, and it's just kind of like a collective thing in a time that we're at. Once the sun transits into Gemini, and especially after the flower full moon, the asterisk full moon, hopefully we're going to be in a little bit more of like, let's let the wind take over now, right? Let's let the wind refresh people, the earth, ideology, and our collectiveness. Let's get the windows open and the clear breeze running through. There's so many tricks in our little magician bag that we can use when it comes to healing, letting go, being called to action, all that stuff. That's okay. Doesn't have to be a letter either. Sometimes you could just put the tip of the pen right down on the paper and just see what comes, Dusty Blue. We've got so many great people vibing here tonight. I'm really excited for the session. We're supposed to be like tuning and relaxing into it, like deep belly breaths, right? I'm releasing that. But there's so many awesome people here today. I feel like I just want to like break out the champagne and yeah, soul illumination. I feel it too, and the sense is it might be all the way up to the full moon, okay, or even a little past. We might even need to wait till the sun transit into to Gemini, right? About 5 paragraphs. Wow. All wind chimes. How beautiful. Singing bowls, wind chimes, clearing the chi. Somebody asked about, clearing sticky energy and resetting all the stuff, all the traditional stuff. The changing of the chi, the smudging of the etheric. There's something there. It's like whatever you can do to tune or align the mind to be able to see past it, rise above it, kind of thing. It's important. And then it's like bibbity bobbity doo, boo, bibbity, Mary Poppins style. You take a bit of bibbity, you take a bit of bobbity, and you take a bit of boo, and you get all of them working together. So it might not be one thing that helps you let go or get you to a point of action or feeling liberated from your last situationship. It's a little bit of everything. Those would sound great. Those would sound really good, And we talked, it's International No Shoes Day, or sorry, No Socks Day. It's actually a very good day for us that are not wackadoodles in the news to be a little bit wacky and go put our feet down in the earth or on the grass. Plant some flowers, get your hands in the soil. The grounding is paramount at this time of year. Or the white sand, right, Nourish? Absolutely. We'll just go back into the 62 card shuffle up again. We'll see if we can split this Akash deck and intuit whatever the group needs to hear. But I feel like I'm a runaway train, just thought after thought. But it's good. That's why I do it. Mechanics feet. Yeah. 62 card pickup. Yeah, I should just take it like my smartphone and throw them across the room and see what lands. Oh, yeah. Blind melon. All I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain. And all I can do is just post some tea for two and speak my point of view, but it's not sane. Right. The Blind Melon is a bit of not quite a one-hit wonder. They had that other song about the galaxy. I think they were referring to a Ford Galaxy, the automobile, but it's a pretty cool. He had an amazing voice. Can't think of his name from Blind Melon, but he had an amazing voice. Yeah. Queen of Wands style. Look at all that fire, Sagittarian energy, that fire, that Queen of Wands. Support. Oh, it's okay. Cut him straight across. And my mom, God love her, she always used to say, keep your fingernails and your toenails clean. You won't be able to keep a loving woman in your life without clean fingers and toes. Keep them clean. And she was not wrong. She was right. Look at little Gumdrop he got all nauseous. Yeah. I'm so appreciative of her. What a wise woman. What a wonderful world this would be. It's all right. No judgment. If you got to take your shoes off and socks off and do it for your healing. We won't mind. Because you wouldn't be allowed to touch him. Don't touch me. But it's hard because I feel where Steve's coming from, because like I'm a blue collar guy too. Like sometimes my hands get filled with like the earth and grease and all this other stuff, and it's like just endlessly like scrub, get them right. Like where I live, it's like in the spring I have very soft hands, but by the end, because I have to wear gloves because it's so cold where I'm at all winter, and then by the end of summer, my hands are all calloused again, very rough. Yeah, it feels good, right? And I couldn't believe it from the Almanac Guide. It said International No Socks Day. You can Google if you like. It was just this guy that started this thing, you know, and it caught on. Oh, yikes. Yeah. And that's be safe, Steve, because hopefully it didn't affect your balance too much. One time I dropped a 12-pound bowling ball and broke 3 of my toes, and I couldn't walk straight for quite a time. Yeah. I try and keep them nice for you guys, because people would be like, ew, ew. Yeah. It's okay. We get a little bit of tribal. It's definitely an 18 plus feel in the late night, and it's okay. Please express and share, even if Gumdrop gets a little bit queasy. I'm so happy that you're all here. Let's see what we got now. Just for us. Hi, Genesis. Keeping Gumdrop happy over there. This is a cool split. This card keeps coming up from us when we do our nights, so it's good for the group. The two of forces. The card of the willow, and we've also pulled the card of will, wisdom, and mind. All right. What powerful light beings we actually are when we can pull ourselves to a level of self-appreciation and happiness. Then we use wisdom, our willpower, and our mind to do most benevolent things for one another. And a lot of it is preset in appreciation to Gaia's natural systems, the wind, the willows, tea for two, the babbling brook, the super soothing sounds of the birds chirping next to the stream, all that stuff. Hopefully I want to send you blessings if you can are in a place where you can get out to experience some of that in the next 2 weeks. It will definitely be most beneficial to anyone that can. Some of you might have to journey a lot farther than others to escape the crowds, escape the background noise. I probably shouldn't burn my arm on the candle. It's not that it hurts, it just makes it real stinky when you burn your arm hair off. So, but use it. It's like the magician in a lot of ways. There's so much there on the alchemy bench, or even in the Fool with the little baggie over his shoulder. There's still all those tools, the trips, the tricks, and the techniques that you can use, that you can have to make your little individual mini moments more worthwhile, more fulfilling. How do we draw more fulfillment out of life, even if we've picked a purpose, or maybe we don't quite know what? Yeah, it is a very beautiful card. Or maybe we haven't picked a purpose yet, right? But we're still growing and we're still expressing. So I find it's very good to do what you can to draw fulfillment out of life from a place of benevolence always. We're not hurting others. We're not, we'll be getting more light, seeing patterns that benefit us, good cycles. Don't get caught up in the bad cycles, wondering all the time with your mind Why is that there? Why is it that there? It's almost like a troll on the beach. You just dismiss it. So you know what? I'm not going to fight back. I'm just going to realize that you're not right for this situation. Somebody going off to bed? Oh, good night, Naomi. Thanks for being here. We released the readings early in the program. And hopefully we did cards for you today. Hopefully I feel like we recently have done cards for you, and I want to express my appreciation for you being a friend of the channel and coming and enjoying the programs and our collectiveness. Oh, we did it? Great. That's good. Right. Yeah, I agree, Steve. It's innate human tendency. Seek pleasure, avoid pain. You're most welcome. You're most welcome. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you, Naomi, and everyone else. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for. So the thanks, the appreciation is mine. Okay, I'm going to get greedy over it. No, I want to thank you. Just kidding. We can share it together. Because at the end of the day, it feels really good to breathe. It really does. You don't really notice it, 19 out of the 20 waking hours of the day, something else is breathing us. We're busy, filing TPS reports, handling our paperwork, run the chainsaw, change out a drive shaft, or whatever it is that you do, sell a house, teach the world to sing. How long have I been shuffling cards? For tonight, we're just actually 1 hour and 11. We're 1:11 right now. That's how long the program's been on. Welcome, Fred Connor. Thanks for joining the program tonight. We're here at the beach, relaxing, unwinding for the day. Sorry, Eve, I was referring to the people that come in and just type disruptive things into the chat. But Fred Connor, thanks for being a part of the program. If you came in due to we put SMR in the title, I don't want anybody to be misled. So yeah, it's for the sounds of the shuffling and tuning your vibration into what you want and letting go. Oh, it's okay, Eve. It's all right. I just wanted to make sure I didn't scare you. Oh, I liked it. Some people like horror movies. For me, it's just not something that I put into my visual. I don't enter it into the supercomputer. Somebody's like, you want to watch Chainsaw, Escape Volume 7, or Freddy Krueger or whatever it is. I'm just like, no, I can do without, But there are certain people that really resonate with that because it's like part of their analytical wisdom says, I need something to remind me that all the terrible crap that happens isn't really that real. It is very illusionary. It is very we can dismiss it like the troll on the beach. You can watch a scary movie. You can go for the thrills and the chills and the spill ride. But it's like a very kind of poignant reminder to be like, the people that watch, they're very good at being able to be like, that's not real. That's a projection, that kind of thing. Me personally, I don't take any of that in because it's like, I'll get a nightmare, silly. Don't want it. I don't want it. Yeah, we don't think about our breath for 19 out of the 20 waking hours of the day. So does that mean you're doing it? Is it you that's beating your heart? Is it you that's breathing your breath? Or is it something else, right? That's kind of scary. That's kind of like a mini horror movie if you think about it in that context. But it's like when you go in and you feel your heartbeat, and then you're like, I want to feel my heartbeat in my hands or in my feet or in my ears or in my, wherever you choose to feel it really come into your body for centering and for healing. most any good yoga stretching instructor would say it's very important that you come into your body and be present before you actually begin the practice of yoga stretching, right? You'll get more out of it. So it's nice. It feels nice to breathe. It actually, like, if you think about the pleasure, and it feels so good. You know, I smoked for over 2 decades. So now I'm like, wow, I really appreciate how awesome it feels to breathe, because now I can do it a lot. I'm a lot better at it, right? Yeah. Oh, thanks, Soul Illumination. Absolutely. We're sitting at 11:11 right now, and it's perfect. Oh, Lanelle, someone hit the opposite. Oh, that's okay. I kicked somebody out of the room before anyone saw their message because it was crass and wrong. So we haven't had to take up arms against the troll coming down because there's only like one random one at a time. Bring me the elf, the hobbit, and the wizard, right? And the Uruk-hai, the orcs all go marching out to go and see what kind of things they can disturb, knowing that they don't stand a chance. And then start it again. Yeah, it's a tough battle. The nicotine, and I'm on the vape, Steve. The nicotine it's a very like, its relationship to our nerves and how we do it subconsciously is very it's a very deep river, I guess, is sort of the metaphor that I want to say for it. It's like, but keep on it. Oh, I got a lot of different ones, Fred. I'm more of a fan of like like custards, so things like butterscotch, French vanilla, that kind of thing, more than like fruity or, you know. Nice. Good for you, Mega Flare Mike. And yeah, it does. It takes a number of cycles. Soul Illumination, you're so sweet. Denial. The Danube. The Danube. And denial, right? Oh, were you going through a breakup today, Nourish? I'm sorry to hear that. Big hugs from the group to Nourish. Little pink lemonade and strawberry lemonade. That's good. It's kind of inspiring, because then it's like, I want to go make some pink lemonade and then drink and then have a drink of it, right? Or go to the candy shop and maybe you find like a little microbrewed root beer. It's just root beer. It's okay. But you're not getting like PepsiCo or Coke-Co, like the same root beer that everybody drinks. Go and search out a root beer that's like lesser known, or somebody has like grandpa's old recipe and they maybe only bottle like 100 cases a year, and you have to go to that specialty place to find it. Go seek it out. I couldn't agree more, Fred Connor. I never liked root beer growing up. Now I like it. That's good, Tatiana. That's good. If it never came into your awareness, it's like me in the horror movies. I just never let them in, so they never got a place to like take root. Good for you. That's really good. And Linnell, same. If you never have, that's perfect. It's just one less thing that your innate might feel like you need to heal from, or that you could do to that's good. That's good. That's okay. As long as you're quit now, Mega Flare, just let go of that regret in a very passive way. It's better now, right? Nourish. And Tina, I feel you. I switch back and forth. Sometimes I go to like 0 nicotine juice, and then sometimes I'll pop up to a 6 or something like that. Ew, don't do it. Don't do it. People will give you the thumbs down. It's like watching a horror movie. We're just talking about, we don't want to see the Texas Chainsaw. And Megaflare Mike is like, do it. That's good. The main thing is, people, let's rest assured. Let's take it easy. And what was that old Sloan song? Don't let people mess you around. At the end of the day, never ever. It's worse than smoking. It's worse than, don't let people mess you around. Absolutely. Thank everyone for being here. Such a nice night on the beach, and the wisdom is really in the room tonight. We've got some major, beautiful, wise souls abound. The campfire tonight. Absolutely, Dusty Blue. And that was another thing I was able to take from what Soul Illumination was sharing on her channel. It's like when we influence, we need to be very careful, because sometimes we don't know. We're not meant to know what somebody else's path is. And maybe we desperately want to give them advice or romance them into a melding of paths, when maybe we're really not doing that person too much of a favor, right? That quick benevolent, and that's why I kind of believe that everybody is a light worker, because it's usually the quick moment of passing, or the smile from across the room, or even just the acknowledgement that will brighten someone's day, that will like allow them to go on, in a more productive and peaceful way. It doesn't have to be a full-on counseling section, or a lecture town, or a deep Reiki. Sometimes it's more just like, like Robert Kraft always says, you got this. You're going to be just fine. It's okay. I see you striving in whatever that looks like for you. I see you getting to the top of that mountain, right? Or if someone's on a pace where they're going down to the bottom of the valley to retrieve something that they need to, you wish them the best of luck, and you say, hopefully you can get it done. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody head over there, and that is some stuff that if anyone's going through healing or trying to understand like why, because it's funny, inevitably as light workers, isn't it ironic? I feel like Alanis Morissette now, where it's like, isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day, a free ride when you're already there, 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife, right? Because as light workers, sometimes isn't it weird how we're the ones that attract and end up in some way influencing somebody who's completely closed off, that kind of thing. And so many teachers in the room too. That's what I like. Woke, beautiful souls that are helping to teach the world to sing through having the kids. Yeah. Right. She's so funny in her vocalness. Ew, Steve. Go put your toes in the sand. Put them down in there. Well, it's good you got some coming in, Eve. That's good. And third grade is going to be like, wah! Right? What age or what grades are your favorite? and nothing like a good old pumice stone. I'll go hammer on the pumice stone too. Feels good. That's I like that, Eve. I really like that. Fred, we usually vibe on the regularly. The Legends of Tarot program usually runs daily. There'll be times coming up where it can't, though, and I'll do my best to keep everyone updated. But normally we'll just hit the stream button whenever it feels right. 10 years taught adults. Oh, nice. Teaching technology to adults. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But that's actually, there was an information session that I went and heard from a very good professor that was like, there's nothing, I'm not here to tell you anything. I can shed light on stuff that you probably already know, but you as adults, the wisdom is already in the room. It's like how I tell when people come for readings, you're the intuitive ones. You're the ones connecting your situation to whatever words or pictures are coming out from the other side of the stream. Right? Yeah. I'm going to tell. I remember that. I'll never forget first grade, though. I was out on the playground, and I don't know if there was a little girl had a crush on me or if I was maybe just really ignorant as a child and said something. I was playing with my friends, and out of nowhere, Brandy, I turned around and I'll never forget her name. Her name was Brandy Carl. I remember it from first grade. Don't want to, nothing private, but I turned around and she kicked me square in the nuts. Absolutely wound up and just booted me in the sleigh bells. And I just folded, just crumpled. 6 years old, never felt so much pain in that area in my life. Absolutely oof. And I never ever figured out why she did it, what led up to that moment. It's just all of a sudden it was there and it happened. Right? But I totally get that third grade energy. I'm telling. Oh, is it? Yeah. We were. How old are you in first grade? 6 years old. Our brains weren't done. Our brains weren't even beginning. It takes 25 years for the brain to be ding ding. Your pizza's ready. And it's kind of like a foggy memory, but because of the pain, it's still very clear. It's okay. It's okay. And you release it, you let it go. So you see something like that, like a painful childhood experience. I know it's on the lighter side of things, and my heart goes out to anyone that's dealt with, early childhood traumatic stuff. It stays with you. So that's why, like the action point, like Nourish mentioned, it can't just fully let go. You have to, like, at least some point come to a point of being like, you allow it, right? You've let it go to the point where it can't affect you or hurt you or make you feel bad, but you allow it to be part of your experience. You allow it to be like, that's something that happened to me, like the cougar yesterday. I was so appreciative that it didn't eat me. And then I was also appreciative of like, wow, I got to see a beautiful expression of Gaia and kind of be in a very like heightened state of awareness and presence about it, because the danger was real, but also the innate and undying beauty of what I was looking at was there as well. So it was really cool. Yeah, and our youth are different. Spiritually, they're far more advanced than we are because of our conditioned mind, I feel, Eve. And I didn't mean any offense by that. But, from a clinical point of view, this is a part of the program where I say not a doctor. That 24 to 25 year period of like, wow, you don't want to get anything too deeply in there that doesn't necessarily have to be there. But spiritually, especially the children nowadays that are coming in with like their memories of their past life all the way through adolescence and being like, they'll drop knowledge on you from the 13th or 14th century. And you're like, how do you know that? I was like, well, because I was there. Well, how do you know you're there? I don't know. I just was there. Right? We're regaining our control, our creative control, and our remembrance of life's gone past. Just one moment, people. I'll be right back. I got my person is just right here. Thanks. Hey, what's up? Oh, okay. Did you get a shower? Oh, okay. If you want to, or tomorrow. But thanks for coming to say goodnight. Love you. Whew. Nice beach vibes. Yeah, and I really love the people that stumble in here that are not trolling. I feel like that's so awesome when somebody finds us and they really want to tribe with us and connect with us. Yeah, isn't that strange, Steve? Isn't that something? Hey? You know, probably just had a crush on you, maybe. It happened to me once in my adult life, too. You know, of course, we were partying and vibing on the other level. But I remember we were out one night and there was somebody there in the room, very beautiful woman. She was by far and away the head turner of the entire establishment, right? Dressed to the nines, hair did, you know, the traditional like sense of beauty or being hot, right? And I'm the kind of person where I was aware of it and I was like, wow, she's a real smoke show. But we were hanging with our friends and we were watching live music, and you know, I saw her once at the start of the night and I was like, wow. But then I never gave it much thought, much credence. And we vibed with our friends, and a couple hours went by. We watched live music. We were joking and singing and dancing and laughing. Hi, Maya. Thanks for being here. And I turned around once again, very much like the similar situation to the first grade. And all of a sudden there was this drink in my face, full of sharp ice too, just whoopsh. And this dime piece, this smoke show, the hottest woman in the room, came and threw her drink in my face for no reason. I was like, well, that was rather rude or ignorant. I was like, I'm confused. I don't know why that would happen. So she kind of stormed off. And I didn't think much of it. And then, you know, a few minutes later, I get this tap on the shoulder, and it was her man friend, the guy she was with. And he said, I really want to apologize. He said, you know, my lady friend felt that you weren't paying enough attention to her. Like, but we never like talked. We were never even really on the same side of the room. But because my eyes weren't fixed upon her, like most of the other gentlemen in the club or the bar that night, she became very upset. Yeah, it was. And I was kind of like, well, why me? Why me? I'm the short little skinny kid in the, you know, it was out of control. Like, why would you even care? Right. Kind of thing. So I don't know. We have to stay safe, everyone. Even when we're not even trying, sometimes we are giving off a vibe, despite the fact that we're being very conscious of, I don't want to give off a vibe, right? You know, and it was new to me, Tatiana. I didn't know. Yeah, it was quite bizarre. It was a wake-up call. I probably shouldn't be out till 2 a.m. watching live music, and it's gonna, you know. Maybe I attract it. We were just talking about that, how the light workers, the soul workers will innately, people that have a long way to go will be attracted to us. And it's not up to us whether they treat us like crap or whatever they might do. It's just up to us to be safe and be on guard for it, right? Narcs, like narcotics officers, or like uncaring, selfish people, or narcissistic. Yeah, we talked about that on the earlier program today too. I'm quite shy in the 3D as well. I won't make any bones about that. I like to be friendly, especially to people that there's a service or a transaction taking place. Like if I go to purchase something or somebody goes out of their way to show me something or help me, I definitely feel like I can engage because I do it from a place of appreciation. So it's like if I use appreciation as a bridge for my introversion or my shyness, the appreciation is what I can really rely on to pull me out of my shell, to be like, engage and smile at someone and like look them in the eye and be like, thank you so much. Like, stay beautiful, stay you, right? It is. And I think a lot of it is to do with the time we're in. Nobody goes to the dance anymore looking for romance. See Barbara Ann and try to take a chance. It's more like, I wonder if I could find them on Instagram. Can somebody find out their name for me? I just want to go look it up on Instagram. And then we discern that way rather than from actually interacting. It's a bit of an epidemic. And I hope collectively that we all peel out of that someday, right? And it might not just be for everyone, but I feel like it's a common symptomatic problem of awakening and ascension too. No, not your doing, but it's like the moth. Let's take the moth, for example. And moths can be creepy. And this, even though this benevolent party, we've been talking about things like horror movies and narcissists, but I want to bring the moth in for a second. Before human beings had electricity, so like your street lights or your house lights, moth is attracted to the light. It tries to fly there till it burn itself, right? The whole life purpose of a moth, they would go through their chrysalis, and then they would try and fly to the moon, because the moon was the only light in the night sky before electricity. And the little moth would flutter up all the way towards the moon until it got however high it could fly and realize, that was the direction they would go. And now we have all these lights around our homes and our streets, and the moths just like ding their head and dung, 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 right? Trying to like, and it's like, wow, what erratic, goofy behavior that is. But it's because of that light and because of like the unawareness of that particular expression of Gaia that is the moth. They ding their head. They're attracted to it. They don't know why. There's no way they'll ever be able to absorb it or engage with it, meld with it, appreciate it. They're just attracted to it, and they just like over and over and over again, right? So it's like, think of them like as a moth. You're the light, okay? So sometimes you got to like turn out the little nightlight. Go fly away to the moon now. Go fly the other direct. Go to the other light, moth, And where it's, that's great that you guys are all connecting to that. It's so great. Yeah. Remember, like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Remember that old church Sunday school song? Now in 2019, it's gonna be like, this little light of mine. I'm gonna make sure that I'm careful with it. I'm discerning over what wants to come and flip my switch, come and do that. So it's okay. In that arena of sort of what they would say is mental deficiency is really just a spirit that is still journeying in their own beautiful universe. But their body, their timeliness of being on earth is here. So it's like temperance. They have a foot in the multiverse. They have a foot in their own beautiful universe that they have created. But they're here also having an experience, and how frustrating it must be. And then we, as the parents and teachers of them, learn so much compassion. We learn the depths of our compassion by that. Okay, namaste. And now if you have to go, it's okay, Steve. Thanks for vibing with us tonight. Really appreciate the wisdom you bring and the good vibe that comes with you when you and goes with you when you come and go. Okay, is that 5 of hearts, 5 of cups. Stay forever balanced, Steve. No more axles or drive shafts on your toe. Okay, absolutely. Put on the big boots. Much love and benevolence and peace and prosperity and all things to you, Steve, and to everybody here. It's good. Love and stuff. Love and stuff. Okay, Nourish. Thanks for being here. Thanks for vibing out with us. I really appreciate you. And yeah, everybody tribing, go check out what's going on with Nourish Heal Live. Big hugs. Big hugs. I'm glad the chat room can serve for these kinds of discussions. It makes me so happy. It makes me so happy when it's like that. Maya's here. Maya, you slip under my radar. You're like Priyanka. You just like slip into the room, and it's like, oh, I could feel that energy, but I'm so glad you're here. How's Space Camp? How's Space Camp? The baby genius. Nice. That's good. And if any of you see Mary or M. Chavez out and about as well, give her a big hug for me. I like when people disappear from the chat for a few days on end because I know they're out there busy and living life and making their future happen for them. But I would lie if I would say I get a little worried when people that are going through a tough time, they don't check in for a few days. It's just like in terms of the nurture. I'm sure she'll be back, but if any of you see her around, give her a big hug. Yeah, it's sad. It's like that other kid that throws their Hot Wheels at the other toddler, right? It's like it's a very toddler-like energy there, like full steam ahead, full stomp ahead. I want love. I want fun. I want excitement. You have it, I want it, right? But then the next minute they throw Hot Wheels at your head. Like, what are you doing? Right? Is it? Yeah, I think I remember it was that way when I was a younger person as well, Mega Flare Mike. Yeah, I think so. The toddlers of the journey. I'm selfish and I don't care what you want. I just want what I want, right? It's the reason they call it the terrible twos. And some of us are there, some people are there in a spiritual sense, in a longer sense of the the journey or what this lifetime was meant to show them, right? A young soul. Yeah, exactly, Lily. We were talking about that for sure. The wackadoodles on the news, spring fever, people coming untethered from reason. We got to be on guard for that for a little bit. I think it'll be a little bit better. As always, 365 days a year, we should have at least some sense of our path during the day in that. But right now, for some reason, it's these last 2 decades of Taurus, it's like we have to want to watch because like people are resorted to influence others in a very controlling or manipulative way, you know. And maybe they're like nobody's telling them that they can't or that they shouldn't. And unfortunately, like with how much news and media coverage comes along with all that weird stuff that they do, it's like it's unfortunate because it feels like something, it's in the realm of their potentiality to hurt others, and we don't want that. At least we want to act as kind of like the dream. Yeah, Maya, that's what I was trying to say. Hey, Hamu, good morning. Is it morning for you where you're at? We're winding down for the evening. We're letting go, relinquishing all regrets and resentments and resistance, right? Hamu and her twin sister, Haslove. Hamu Love and Haslove were here for their readings today. We released the readings, Hamu, already with our little ritual, Delo habitual, that we do with the burning of the single bay leaf. So may your readings and your messages be out in the, look at this, just kind of, this is where it's split. A King of Wands with the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands has been, actually both of these characters were dancing through the readings together. And Soul Illumination has kind of hit the nail on the head because we're talking about the support, our support systems, how we support ourselves, our amount of passion for what we do, you know, the fire, what ignites the fire behind the motivation, the passion. And how can we use that to like think about it, like transferring that wisdom and that innate divine knowledge into our children. And what can we learn about our depths of our compassion from our children that are trying to bring forward a new spiritual energy, their spiritual energy, very much so, right? Passion, yeah, support. And another wise person clued me into the fact that support is actually leadership. I was like, what? Doesn't support mean you're usually holding it up from the bottom or the back, supporting everybody? But like leadership through support is very real. And you know it, I'm preaching to the choir here. You got lots of teachers in the room, so they know it. Took me a long time to understand that those two things could be synonymous. But I'm just in a part of my journey as well. I've still got a long ways to go. Oh, good morning, Haslove and Hamu Love. Yeah. What a great song. I wish I had the beat. I wish I had the melody in my head for that one, Soul Illumination. I would sing it. That one used to come on the old AM dial out in the starlit sky. We have the oldie station on at the beach party tonight. Absolutely. Listen to those good feel-good songs of the season from 1953, you know? What was it, Bob Seger? Started a humming a tune from 1962. Ain't it funny how the night moves when you just don't seem to have as much to lose? Very, very well stated. Dusty Blue, yeah. When we draw purpose from that, doesn't it feel so good? It feels so good. I'm working on more gentle because I get grr. It's okay. Sometimes we're forced to be grr. Sometimes it's very much like, whoa, whoa, hey, settle down. Settle down there, children. Settle down, kids, right? It's okay. Hi, Lily. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're still vibing with us. We probably got about another 20 minutes, I think, we'll go on the program tonight. I wish I could vibe out on this for like 4 or 5 hours. But I think this is just right, and just a good amount of time to go into our relaxation. And if you're waking up on the other side of Gaia in the morning, it's the morning, the early morning is a great time as well to set your intentions for the day, to be in appreciation of the gift of life. And Tatiana, you're so sweet. So sweet. Yeah, I felt soul illumination like it was like mini games of like Survivor and Big Brother, but with like big stakes and in real life, like, people forging alliances and people like, unfortunately maybe like undermining other people's works, or, pointing out the bad, or like Maya said, seeking attention for no other reason because they, That's nice when the children let you know that, Eve. That's awesome. Absolutely. We must, and we will do it again. God willing, this won't be the last. It's far from the last time we'll vibe. It's a great soul tribe. We have such beautiful people here. Stars on the beach. Yeah, it's the sub to the limit. And I want to thank you, Eve, for vibing and tribing with us too. It's always nice. It's always nice. And hopefully a lot of you have your cat or your dog or even your turtle or your hamster listening alongside you and along with us. Yeah. It's funny. Like, you think back, like, wow, I was so asleep in my ego. Feels good to breathe. Feels good to wake up. And be very guarded of those first thought forms in the morning too, as I feel a strong message to come through, right? Some people wake up and they go, crap, I got to go to work. Right? Does that set you up for a good day, really? No. Even if you're feeling it, maybe that's the God-given truth, right? Crap, I have to go to work. Rest, sleepy time's over. But if we can really condition ourselves, reprogram the subconscious mind and monkey mind to say, could the first thought actually be, thank you, universe, that I'm alive and I have this day to go out and live. Then say, oh, well, crap, I have to go to work. Going to work doesn't seem like such a bad thing because it wasn't the very first thought. The first thought was, I'm glad to feel alive. Does it ever feel good to breathe? I'm ever glad that I have all my fingers and toes, and, a heartbeat, and two feet and a heartbeat is what we call it at work, And big hugs to out there if anybody doesn't have all their fingers and toes still, but and it's great. I hope to be able to I wish I could take you guys with me to work when I go. take me on my day with you. If I had this one wish, we'd just like keep it going 24/7. Just set up the camera and dig my ditch for the day or run chainsaw. That'd be a little bit boring, but I wouldn't be able to engage. But I kind of have that feeling. And it's like, in a sense, I kind of do take this soul tribe with me into my workday. I'll have a moment where I'll, stare up and maybe like a coyote staring back at me. And I'm like, this is a special moment with Gaia. Wow, I wish I could share it with Hamu and Soul and Maya and Tatiana, right? I really wish I could. Yeah. And it's all right. So we're like, keeps changing us and life keeps changing on us. Got to stay somewhat agile, somewhat adaptive. It's very difficult to become set. Or what did the old master say? It is a sickness to be no, it is a, I can't remember. I got to paraphrase this. There's something wrong with being well-adjusted person in a profoundly sick society. Right? That's when you become the moth that's attracting, or the light that's attracting all the moths. Right? You're the well-adjusted one in a profoundly sick society. So you got to kind of like expect that. Sometimes we can like hide it a little bit, like wear a big heavy coat and be like, I'm just as crazy as everyone else. I promise. Don't worry about me today. But the true colors come shining through. Because sometimes you just got to drop that nugget or that pearl of wisdom onto a situation, and people will be like, wow, how the heck did you know that? Or where did that come from? You'd be like, oh, I don't know. I just heard it somewhere. I don't practice it. No, right? But, you kind of get that feeling, what you sense, like, it's okay because it's the true attraction. That's how to be truly attractive. That's your life. I'm pretending not. Oh, the koala emoji. Koala bear is at the campfire. That's such a cool emoji. And Gumdrop. He's all winky and inquisitive and everything. What a blessing. Yeah, so some themes as we've let go. The chat is at 11 people, 11 thumbs. That's so awesome. It's been there for a while. I really like it. Some themes, we looked at sort of unfortunately, some of the disturbed things, right? Like horror movies and narcissists and scary things. We talked about that. A lot coming through about inner child today as well. Conditioned thinking and our journeys, our struggles, what we've dealt with, what we've overcome, the crazy stuff we've seen, and how it's okay, right? Some of the more common things, the support and the passion, right? It's good because I feel like these times are like they're truly beneficial. It's nice. We're not just staring blindly at Winterfell. We're engaged here. It's good too to have the fantastical part of your imagination go to your favorite programs. Don't consider that wasted time either if you do it in moderation. We all need that little bit of like, I'm just going to tune off for a little while. Sometimes it feels just as good to turn off the radio as it does to turn on the radio. Mindfulness. Yes, Tatiana, exactly. Right? Awareness. And that really helps during the workday too. When you wake up and think, I'm going to put a focus or a complete attraction onto mindfulness. Wow, how much smoother does the day really go? It's amazing. It's tough if you got 30 third graders coming at you, and I totally can understand where you're coming from, Eve and Tatiana. Yeah, I at least remember one thing from it. The guys in the lunchroom talk about it on Monday. I'm like, cool. I don't know what that means, and it's so funny when they spoil it for each other. Like one's got it on PVR and the other one talks about what happened. And the one guy that like tried to catch up, he's like only on season 5 or 6. So everything's a spoiler. I get quite a chuckle. Yeah. You're better off, exactly, soul illumination. You're better off in a hot shower away from all of that. You're better off in 4 of Swords energy, in sanctuary from it. Absolutely. And you feel like you got a little bit of strength. You go out strong, and you can really evaluate how much inner work you've done. You're still attracting the same type of people, worse, maybe better, and how are you dealing with it? How do you cope with it? Do you still get reactive to it, or can you very much be in a place of, I'm just going to dismiss it. I'm just going to let it float out like the tide, Woosah. That's Ramblin' Mike. Is that what he says? Woosah? We were talking about Ramblin' Mike Tarot, how awesome and friendly and blessed the feel is on that channel. But I think I remember that's what he says. That's what caught me, where he's like, woosah, right? It's really good. Hi, blah, blah. Our friend Robert Law Blah. Call him Bob. It's blah, blah, blah. Just kidding, blah, blah, blah. Welcome. Thank you for being a friend of the channel and being on the program tonight. We're kind of winding down. We're looking at about 10 to 15 minutes left of good vibing. And then we're gonna say sweet dreams to everyone and have a great day to people on the other side of the world that are waking up. You're studying. Oh, okay. What are you studying, Bob? Blah, blah. Aerospace engineering. Maya's got some tips and tricks for you. Law. Oh, I get it. Bob, blah, blah. So yeah, it's like a lob shot into the courts. You're up playing tennis. Hit a lob shot of law, a blob shot of law. Sorry, this is rhythmatic in my brain. Well, I wish you all the success, blah, blah. Rented a library. Nice, even. My son watches that show. Yeah, I know. It's a different way of thinking, isn't it? You have to like be able to have that mindset of like always in deductive reasoning. What's missing? What's not there? It's interesting because it comes into tarot too, right? What are the constants? What are the laws of the universe saying about this, right? You got a reading with all kinds of swords and wands there, and maybe no pentacles or no cups. The reader has to be like able to look at it. You can read what's there, but at some point you have to say, what's not here? What isn't here? And usually that can be the real root of the matter. Hi, Genesis. Big love, big hearts to you as well. Lobs, loboms. Yeah, we could make a tongue twister. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's shuffle the 62 card Akashic Tarot one last time tonight. Then we'll vibe just for a little bit more at the end of that. We'll let go. Deep breaths into the belly, or even further down into the root chakra, if you can. Yeah. Some are conscious and some are not. I feel soul illumination. The ones that aren't conscious, unfortunately, you like want to just give them an even bigger hug because you're like, you don't know what you're doing to me, you poor person. But the ones that do it consciously, you just want to like pick up a stick and stick them. Love you too, soul. Genesis. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah. Thanks, Tatiana. I appreciate that. Well, what's brown and sticky? A stick. 25-8. Beat you to it. Hi, Christina. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That was beautifully stated, Christina. I really like that. Thanks for being at the beach tonight with us. That's so awesome. The great thing about the energy is you can allow it to run through you and not stick. Yeah. Just pass by, right? Transmutation is key for empaths. It's true. We got to keep our empaths safe. We're all a little bit empathic, those of us that are somewhat woke, but our true empaths, like TL over there at Terra Illumination, where it's just like, what a strong emotional, energetic field. You just want to protect it because it wants to absorb, it wants to sponge and help heal you because it feels what you feel. And it can give you a more direct mirror. And it's one of the reasons I believe TL is why he's such a great reader, why he gets such clear, accurate messages. And it's true, you can't turn it off. So like you said, Christina, it has to be transmuted. It has to flow like water. As my grandma used to say, water off a duck's back, right? There's a reason those feathers are strong, right? Yeah, exactly, Eve. Absolutely. Let them live. Yeah, exactly. Oh, really? That's your problem? Here's some rope. Go and find yourself a way out of the hole. Or don't, you know? That's true. Even in your statement, walls aren't necessarily good for the right person, but other people may really need to feel that Four of Swords energy, that hot shower moment where it's like, let's just withdraw for a time. You know, they haven't fully learned how to protect themselves through that transmutation process yet. You know, it's good for the goose, might not be good for the gander. But I appreciate that. It's very wise. I feel a blessing coming on. I really do. I forget everything. Isn't that nice? Even if just for a time, Bob. Excuse me. I felt a blessing coming on. Bless you, Henry Lemongello. You found a tiny feather when you were... Did it come from your pillow? Did it come from your pillow? Yeah, it does. It's advanced. And Christina, if we can help people get there, we don't want to see people walled up forever. But sometimes we do. Truly empathic person. It's going through a healing process. You know, the rest of us, you know, the prayer warriors and the members of the soul tribe that are feeling strong enough to protect can help. It doesn't always have to be a metaphorical wall either. It can actually be physical walls. Heck, I need them, especially in the winter. Gaia says it's 50 below out tonight. You're dang right, I need a wall. .3D stuff, but it's good. We can... So yeah, wherever we're all at these different places on our journey. That's why we're new. The intention of the program is learning to new age together in a practical way, in recognition that yes, we are all on different places in our path. So maybe somebody's not quite ready to hear Eckhart Tolle yet. They'd be more apt to receive a message from like Oprah Winfrey or, Teal Swan. And for somebody else, they'd be like, well, what Teal is saying absolutely does not work for me right now. And that's fine. That's okay. They might be vibing more with like Deepak or Sadhguru or, Ramblin' Mike or TL or all the good people that are out there just working for it, getting it going. That soup, that cosmic, oh my goodness. I'm bull in a china shop. It's what you resonate with, given your point in the journey. Everything's okay, Tatiana. I'm just feeling the klutziness. Did anybody else notice this about like people driving all wanky or janky? Like, and it's not like freeway or highway driving, but it's like two people like coming in or leaving parking lots, and it's like you go, no, you go, or like grr, why would you do that? Why would you stop right there? All that kind of stuff. People not completely present in the 3D. As of lately, I don't know. Maybe it could be just me. Hopefully, it's not what I'm attracting, but I have a grander sense that it's more about that. It's like divine timing. I don't get sad when I forget something and I have to turn around when I'm a couple minutes from my residence, because it's like I feel it's almost like it's meant to be. I'm not going to run into that really rude person at the supermarket because I'm 5 to 10 minutes later than I actually would have been because I forgot my wallet on the table at home. There's no point getting frustrated or angry about it. You can actually see the other side of it being like, I feel divinely connected. I feel the divine timing in this. I went back for my wallet because maybe I wasn't meant to be there for somebody else's negative projection. Or perhaps you end up in a situation where you help give somebody good directions or let them know what time it is or whatever it is. Yeah. I'll tell you what, one way it presented for me, I was ready to pull in for fuel and somebody pulled up to the pump in front of me. And I was like, oh, okay, no big deal. I'll wait my turn. They were here first. But the person that pulled in didn't need any fuel. They went in to get a lottery ticket or a bottle of Coke or something else. But they parked at the fuel pump when there was 17 parking spots for the convenience portion of the service station that they could have used, but they didn't want to have to go all that way. So they parked at the fuel pump, and the person that actually needed the fuel had to wait, right? It was like, part of me wanted to get really frustrated and upset, but I was like, you know what? It's probably set that way. It's probably just set that way so that, maybe I wouldn't have to come into a situation that was worse, Where you can set an intention, blah, blah. We'll split this deck one more time here really soon. If everybody wants to set an intention, we'll see what the cards. And like I said, you guys are the psychic ones. So if your intention is on a community, on a person, on a lover, on a situationship, a family member, a friend, hopefully the intuitive message that comes through could still be like a mini connection, okay? Right. And a big reminder here is nobody's right and nobody's wrong, right? Nobody's right if everybody's wrong. Right? Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. Christina, I'm going to go ahead and show your email there. I see you typed it in. Right? Just be careful with privacy and people's privacy as always. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Definitely express, share what you've learned, right? But no one way is better, or what somebody else is presenting is not necessarily wrong if it's not in aligned with what you're presenting. Because we're all presenting. Yeah, the Tarot 99.9, the New Age. Right? Yeah, and blah blah is there on the regular. I don't know if we got to read for you today or not, blah blah. But definitely, we meet on the regular for both vibing and for tarot fun. Absolutely. Absolutely. The care, the support, that's huge. It's okay. For now, we're okay. I feel like a lot of trust in the room. But as always, like, don't be telling people, what city you live in and what time you're going to work and where you work. You don't want to get into that kind of troubles. The soul illumination pointed out, and I found it very true. People could come in and be vibing and jiving with us, under false pretenses for months. We may not be able to scratch the surface of what is going on with that person. What portion of that is a facade. And we see it started to rear its head just a couple nights ago. And it's okay. It's no judgment. But at the same time, it's still the World Wide Web. Okay. Feel it's ready to split here. It's really good. Thanks to everyone for being here. The well-wishing will continue on this channel. And I want to wish you the best in all things. Cool. This is kind of a... Oh, nice. Thank you, moderators. I'm going to move this candle. Otherwise, it's going to get real stinky with arm hair. It doesn't hurt that much, but it burns the hair off my arm, so it makes it stinky. Okay. So we've got setting your course and the King of Scrolls, right? And these two guys are here in the corner. They've got their scroll out. They're figuring out their thing. But these guys are set. And it's nice because your course, your goals, setting your path, aligning with your destiny is something that we can all do consciously as conscious co-creators. We can get there if we try. Lots of tools. The anchor's ready to be needed if the boat is too wavy, or if we need to settle in and anchor in. We got a big old telescope there so we can see long range into the future. We can know what is our path of least resistance. If we needed a certain goal or a certain place that we would like to see ourselves in, it's very good. And see the support? That's huge. That's tribe. That's like a crew of people, making decisions together. One person's good at using the telescope. The other person's really good at using the chart and the maps. So they got to work together. And setting your course is all about, using the support systems around you, the structure, the strength of your ship, your boat, which is your metaphor for your past experience or all that you've built in your life, and then using it to catalyze or propel you to that new space that you would like to be in. So that's good. It's really beneficial. It's really benevolent to get you there. But it's about goal setting. It's about making the plan first, right? Then we've got this guy here. It's kind of like the lady in the garden with the 9 of Pentacles. The scrolls, I think they're the mind. So this is equivalent to your King of Swords here. All that knowledge, but still so willing and ready to listen because they know that there is more. They know that everyone brings a certain piece to the big jigsaw puzzle. And empathically being willing to be open enough to say, you know what? For as much as I know and as much as I help other people, there's going to be somebody coming in with a kind word or another take on it that can help me as long as I remain open to it. It's like the King of Swords when he's upright. Such a great energy, empathic energy to bounce ideas off this person, okay? Communicate, jive with them, understand. But the minute that the King of Swords goes in reverse, and it's like, nope, not hearing it. It's my way or the highway. That's when things get tough. It's when things get a little bit difficult. But this coming up here as well. There's power in this documentation. That's like, if you were to go get a tarot reading from say a reader in your community or at your new age store, or someone where you go through the beaded curtain and you sit down and it, smells to high heaven of the good incense, and you connect and you look each other in the eye. It would be silly. It would be foolishness not to take a pen and paper with you and write the stuff down. Even when I read before the days of the internet, when we used to read over the telephone only, it was like, call Miss Cleo 3 a.m. style, $3.99 a minute. And of course, you weren't going to speak to Miss Cleo. You're going to speak to someone else, right? But I just use it as an example, right? Because I used to work on the other end of those phone lines doing that before the internet. And I was always say, always, without fail, to the people that I spoke with on the phone, like, do you have your pen and paper there? Because there's no point in this without formulating some sort of plan, without analytically documenting the course that you're wanting to set, or the whole purpose of getting a healing or getting a reading or getting more clarity. It's like if somebody typed in there, blah, blah, like you go take a hot shower 10 minutes later and then you forgot it all, or so that's what I say, like for people joining me, even on the mini reading programs, come armed with pen and paper, and use that in a tool in your life as well. Always. We got so much technology and smartphones. The old King of Scrolls there is sometimes like, maybe it's best just to write it down. Heck, I gotta write the names on the board so I don't forget. And sometimes even when I do, I still forget, right? But the sharing of ideas and using it to accomplish your goals. That's what the last split of the Akash is all about tonight. More tips, right? No, it's just about the wisdom's in the room, right, Nero? And thanks. Yeah, you've been vibing here for a while with us tonight in the last few days, and I appreciate you being here. So awesome. So awesome. To know also how to ask. Very true, Dusty Blue. Very true. YMCA side. Swallow your pride. Say, I don't know. People will appreciate that, because learning is bliss. Like, learning is really motivating. Being able to say, I don't know. I want to learn. I want to learn more. That's huge. It's great. That's good, because we are getting better. Absolutely. It's been a great gathering at the beach tonight. I can't express my appreciation in words about how much I've been feeling the wisdom and the love in here tonight. It's been great. It's been great. So much more than surface stuff. Sometimes you got to start at the bottom. Be willing to be the student, even if you've attained masteries in other areas of your life. Be so engaged and even look forward to being the student, right? And select which teachers resonates best with you. Which message. Some days I'm feeling like I'll listen to Alan Watts and I'll be able to take so much, and then I get to a point where I'm like, I don't really agree with that. I don't think that was a true message behind, he brought a lot of Eastern, for those of you that don't know Alan Watts, he brought a lot of Eastern philosophy back to the West, and he was one of the first teachers from this perspective to do this. And it's like, early years stuff was great, but there's certain things that just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to track it back to the source. I'm going to look at Confucius, or I'm going to look at Lao Tzu, and I'm going to say, okay, well, what did it really mean? And not everybody's ready to do that. But other people are they're vibing on a whole different level that even I'm at. They're out there experiencing it, Rusted Root style, really full soul illumination, tribing and dancing around the fire and just letting it all go. I still have that security aspect where I'm learning to be a student of feeling secure outside of the matrix of the 3D, right? Like when Neo is posed with that thing where it's like, you should quit your job today and come and do this. Well, I'm not quite ready to do that. It seems all too unreal to me. And in all honesty, I still have a little bit of that going on where I'm still learning what areas can I begin to trust in that haven't presented in a way where I feel that they could be strong enough for me. But you're all teaching me so well. Soul illumination, especially Maya, as aerospace engineer, Tatiana, just being able to resonate and feel comfortable, right? Mega Flare Mike, for reminding me that it's a togetherness journey. And we can share these tips and tricks and things that we do. And, we can get a little bit flirty and a little bit, have some fun with it too, right? Because what did we say off the top of the program? It was like, rest assured and take it easy. That's like very much of the long and short of it. You can apply all of the spiritual wisdom in the world, but if you can't rest assured and take it easy, doesn't mean potatoes kind of thing, right? It really doesn't. And then it's like, because it starts out like, who am I? Okay. What's next? And then it's, what can I do? That kind of thing. Yeah. And I find, Christina, a lot of the people that come for situationship readings, either they or the person they're dealing with has that particular issue at hand. They won't let you in. They won't let you help them. They won't, they won't allow the situation to teach them like the reason what it's there for them, why it's there. Right? Yeah, Mega Flare Mike, carrying the vibe of the tribe, especially through the earlier program where it's like, we can really let our hair down, have some fun, have fun with people, have fun with the cards. That's great, Dusty Blue. That's an insight that definitely needed to be shared. Willingness to be vulnerable, willingness to be the student, willingness to say, I don't know, please show me. Right? Yeah, not tonight. I feel after a couple weeks of doing this more regularly, I've settled into a little bit less nervousness, I guess. I was kind of nervous to do it. And then it was like, wow, I really compensated in terms of like, I'm losing my mind here. But now, like, especially on this program and what's going on this week in general, I'm feeling the needing to, I don't want to go as much wackadoodle. I want more like grounding and centeredness. And it's probably coming through in the way that it's presented. And we'll find it like when I let go of nurturing this on the, like doing the daily, take a week off, a couple weeks off. When we come back, it'll probably have that hyped, excited, unchained feeling to it again. Yeah. Because somebody's reading, they pulled the Four of Pentacles and we talked about the invisible chains, the invisible tethers that actually are not so beneficial, Yeah. And it's good. And I'm so happy that we've been able to kind of run the program consistently for a few weeks. I'm also excited for a time where we will, I'll be the person that you haven't seen in a hot minute. I won't be in the chat room, because life will have gotten busier. I'm kind of still waiting for the weather to get warm so I can go play outside. So I'm still here kind of walled up. And when that happens, it'll be good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, soul illumination. Yeah. Well, it'll be tricky for me because like It's funny. I wake up in the morning, some mornings, and I'm on my way to the work truck. I'm like, I'm so tired. There's no way I'm doing the program today. But then by 4 p.m. rolls around and I'm like, I want to do the program. I want to give readings, right? Yeah. Not anymore, Nero. Go back and watch some of those first few. It gets a little zany on the 99.9, especially like if I'm feeling a hopped up day, you know. Oh, you didn't ruin anything. Thank you so much for your kind words. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys. I wouldn't do it if you didn't want to be here. I'd just like turn it off. So yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great, soul illumination. Really will. All right, it's midnight where I'm at. We're at the 2.5 hour mark. So we're just gonna like peacefully jam for like another 2 or 3 minutes. And unfortunately, say our goodnights. You guys can stay at the beach, you know. Maybe there's another live tarot thing going on somewhere, and you guys can gather again. And if you're not ready to go to sleep or turn it off just yet, you know, not that you'd be trolling someone else's chat, but can you imagine if, 10 or a dozen benevolent souls showed up in somebody's chat room just to chat? Oh, hopefully you wouldn't run off the confused people. That'd be something, wouldn't it? That would be something. Yeah, thank you for your vibe as well, Mega Man Mike. Shout out to our moderators, Soul Illumination, Maya, Tatiana, still standing, aka Ashley, if she's here and around. Hopefully, like the small divisiveness that was going on within the tribe, we can get some people. Christina, thank you for sharing your gift, your knowledge, and your experience, and your willingness to support. Dusty Blue, I appreciate you for being in the channel and on the program tonight and doing the same. It's absolutely outstanding to see people come together like this. Nero Lay for being drawn. It's okay. We're drawn together. We're feeling a good vibe. And it might not be just for a time, Nero. If you come in, you're like, I'm not feeling as drawn to you, then you're ready for the next teacher. You're ready for the next lesson, the part of the lesson, the part of the puzzle that I don't know, that I can't help with. And for a time, it's great. I appreciate you for being here. Absolutely. Lily, love you. Love the cards. They're beautiful. Thank you for sharing your presence with us, Lily. And Eve, thank you. Good luck with the little ones, everyone that's teaching tomorrow. Good luck with the little ones, and know that the entire world appreciates what you do, especially their parents. Genesis. Yeah, let's prepare for that future. Thank you for being on the program. Right. It's good to have that. And blah, blah. Good luck in law school there. We'll all touch base soon, but I just wanted to say goodnight to everybody that has been present and engaged in the chat. So it's really nice. It had a really nice campfire vibe to it. And we're still at 11:11 after all that time. It was really good. All right. So good night, everyone. I'm going to hit the red button here right away. Be most excellent to one another. Be well. Okay. Rest assured. And take it easy. Take it easy. Good night, everyone.